Hello, fellow cyborgs, and welcome to my book haul part 2 Pyjama Sunday extravaganza. I know, it's the best title ever for a video. So let us pick up right where we left off. Part 1 will be linked down below so you can catch up there. I'll wait for you to click the links and such. And I'm done waiting. Alright, let's move on. Here is a short history of Crazy Bone by Patrick Friesen. If you were paying attention and watched my summer wrap-up, you will have seen this already, but I had not hauled it at the time, so I'm hauling it now, even though you already know what I thought about it. What I thought about it was awesome. It's 5 stars. It was really great. Local author, which is cool. It is a long poem that has a continuous theme and story, but it's divided up into individual poems that are a page long each, and go read some poetry. This is a good place to start, I think. If I wave it at you, you'll be interested. They're not bulls and you're not a red flag. It's okay. Crazy Bone. Then I picked up Mouthful of Forevers by Clementine von Radix. She apparently was discovered to be an awesome poet on Tumblr from her poem Mouthful of Forevers. I have already read this. I believe I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's really raw and honest about a woman who doesn't have all of it together, like most of us. That was really lovely. It also has a poem in here called Mermaid. I'll be talking about this more later, but good. It's good stuff. I also picked up 2 collections by Lang Leave, the first being Love and Misadventure, and the second being Lullabies. I absolutely adored Love and Misadventure. I gave this 5 stars. I've already read these 2. Lullabies, unfortunately, I was a bit underwhelmed with. I gave this only 3 stars. Somehow, in Lullabies, she seemed to have a more naive voice. It was really strange to read them back to back. But Love and Misadventure, I really, really enjoyed. Her poems are very short, and I really appreciate short poems. Also, her poems have a blank page next to them, which I also really appreciate. That way you're giving one poem your full and undivided attention rather than looking to see, or even peripherally, what the next poem is. So even though it's kind of a waste of trees, it was still a really enjoyable reading experience. And this is also, I believe, a soft touch. And then this has a really lovely embossing detail. Yeah, you can just barely see it. Barely. And shiny title. They're lightly illustrated in there as well, and there are also some prose form poetry in here. Or it might just be writings intermixed with poetry. Anyway, I adored this one and liked this one. So yeah, pick them up if you're interested. I recommend. Alright, moving on from poetry, we have The Awakening by Kate Chopin. I thought her name was Chopin because one of my teachers at community college told me it was not pronounced like the composer unless I completely misheard them, and they said it was absolutely pronounced like the composer. Anyway, I have already read The Awakening. This is The Awakening and Other Stories. I was going to read the other stories after I read The Awakening, but then I just decided to move on and I gave my copy away. I don't know, guys. Sometimes it happens. I've recently heard Lena from Just Kiss My Frog talking about The Awakening as a wonderful feminist text, and I was like, I missed that because I'm not a very critical reader, I admit. So I decided that sounded awesome, and I already enjoyed it the first time that I read it. So I needed it back. So hopefully I will be rereading this soon and enjoying the other stories and actually reading them this time. Next is The Guest Cat by Takashi Hireide. Did it sound like I knew what I was saying? Well, I tried my best. This was recently read by Jen Campbell and her book club. Holly also recently read this. They both were underwhelmed by it. However, I love cats and I'm trying to get into Japanese fiction, as you know, and this is also very short, and the protagonists in this are writers. It just seems like hopefully I'm going to really love it. This is translated by Eric Selland. So I'll report back once I've read this and let you know how I fared with it. Then I picked up Revolutionary Road by Richard Yates. And I picked this up because of Mercedes from Mercy's Bookish Musings and Claire from Reading Bukowski. Both of them adore this book. Both of them said that this book can change your life, or at least kick you in the butt for a week and then you just stay where you are, about living the life you want to lead and not the life you fall into. It was on my radar because of Mercedes, and I really respect her opinions on books. But I thought, she's the only one I've heard talk about it. And so when I heard Claire from Reading Bukowski talk about it and adore it, I said, okay, it is time. I have received my confirmation from the world. Not to say that you're not enough, Mercedes. And then when it arrived, I read the first page and I did not stop. But I had made myself stop. But it is just gorgeous. And I am so impressed with the writing style. And this is an old copy, but it's floppy. This one is a vintage contemporaries, and it also is inscribed. Look at how adorable that is. Tyler, happy graduation, love, Georgia? We don't know. I love books with inscriptions. I really, really do. It makes my day. So Revolutionary Road, I really want to get to this really soon because it and The Trick is to Keep Breathing are two of the books that I recently acquired whose writing styles just took my breath away when I started reading them. I'm really looking forward to reading them. It needs to happen soon. Maybe it'll already have happened by the time you guys see this. No one knows. You know. I don't know yet. Future me knows. Then I picked up 2 Star Wars books. This is the Hand of Thrawn duology. This is Spectre of the Past, and this is Vision of the Future, both written by Timothy Zahn, who wrote the Thrawn trilogy. I have read that in full now, and all of the books got 4 stars. I was so impressed by the Thrawn trilogy. So far, I'm not as impressed. I've read this already. I had to read this in September for my personal book club, and I am halfway through this at the time of filming, and I've kind of put it to the side a little bit just because I have a ridiculous number of books going at once right now, and I want to fit some Halloween-y reads in before the end of October, as it is mid-October at the moment. It's still quality Star Wars fiction, so I highly recommend, if you're going to pick up any Star Wars books, I recommend starting with the Hand of Thrawn trilogy, as these kind of build off of that. But I also just mainly recommend Timothy Zahn. I should probably read some of his non-Star Wars books just to see what his own mind can come up with. I'm so impressed with him so far. Speaking of sci-fi, Ancillary Mercy by Anne Leckie. You guys, if you've seen one of my old, adorable, and not really well put together author spotlight on Anne Leckie, you know how much I adore the Imperial Rauch series. This, I believe, is the 3rd and final book in that series. And it came out in early October, and I was at the bookstore the day it came out. I recently finished rereading Ancillary Sword, which is the sequel to Ancillary Justice, which is the first book in the trilogy, and it made me cry at the end. I gave it 5 stars. I love this series so much. And this is Ancillary Mercy, the 3rd one, like I said. It picks up, I'm assuming, right where number 2 left off. I haven't picked it up yet because last year I picked up Ancillary Sword the day it came out and devoured it, and then I was devoid of ancillaries for the rest of the year unless I wanted to reread it. So I want to give this just a little bit of breathing room and just... Breck! You would not respect me, but I would want to be your friend. Seriously, if you haven't picked up Ancillary Justice yet, please, 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 please do. Of any of the books I tell you to read, please, Ancillary Justice, give it a go. Just please, please give it a go. While I was in the bookstore picking up Ancillary Mercy, I browsed, which is a dangerous thing, but a joyful thing as well. So I acquired a lot of other things too on that trip. Here's one of them, Demon Road by Derek Landy. The Skullduggery Pleasant series by Derek Landy is my favorite middle grade series, period. It has completed, but I have not read the last 2 books because I don't want to. Just like I haven't read the 7th Harry Potter book, I know so many people are going to disapprove of me because I never want to run out of new material to read for Harry Potter. It's gonna happen soon though, guys. I have plans. But anyway, I haven't finished the Skullduggery Pleasant series, even though I adore it. This is his new book, Derek Landy's new book. And I don't know if it's going to be a series, but we have it anyway. It exists in the world, and I'm so excited. It is rated 13 plus, so I guess it's a YA technically. But I don't know if it's going to follow a lot of the normal YA tropes, as Derek Landy's previous work has not. This is a hellish road trip through America. Amber Lamont is being chased down by her parents who want to kill her, and apparently she collects people along the way who she doesn't know if they're trying to help her or not. Maybe I'll have read this by the time you're seeing this. I don't know. It looks like a perfect Halloween-y read, and I'm so excited to read more Derek Landy because he's awesome, and I will give anything he writes a try. Derek Landy, also awesome. If you pick up nothing that I tell you except for Ancillary Justice, also pick up Scepter of the Ancients, the first Skullduggery Pleasant book by Derek Landy, because please just do it. Please just do it. Demon Road. So excited. Then look what I found. A box set. A box set of Neil Gaiman's children's novels. A box set of Neil Gaiman's children's novels illustrated by Chris Riddle. If you watch Mercedes' channel just like I do, you will know exactly how exciting this is. Frankly, half of the reason why I bought this was because somehow I feel a little bit like, there's no way to explain it without sounding super creepy. I'll just say it. I feel a little bit like Mercedes' friend by having this. I know. A little pathetic, also a bit creepy. Oh well. I adore Neverwhere. But apart from that, I've been really underwhelmed by Neil Gaiman's work, unfortunately. But I thought that perhaps his books for a younger audience would amend that. Hopefully. At the time you are watching this, I have already read, fortunately, The Milk, and I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. It was a wild romp of a ride, and also heavily illustrated. Lots of fun. And I have also reread Coraline. I listened to it the first time, and I didn't really like it the first time. This time, rereading it and reading it rather than listening to it for the first time, it got 3 out of 5 stars. I'm later going to be doing a movie book comparison of Coraline because I have a lot to talk about with this. And I am also, at time of filming, currently reading The Graveyard Book, and am so impressed with this. You guys, this might be the first for, dare I say, 5-star Neil Gaiman book after Neverwhere for me. I don't know. You guys maybe know by now. You guys hopefully know by now, because I hope it doesn't take me over a month to read this. We'll see. I'm super enjoying it right now though. And, oh, the covers. The covers. I see what you're saying, Mercedes. I see what you're saying about that Chris Riddle guy. Yeah. And then I picked up Daydreams of Angels. I will give you several reasons why. Reason number 1. Mercedes recently hauled this. Reason number 2. Jen Campbell recently hauled this. Reason number 3. Short story collection. Reason number 4. Intertextuality or fairy tale reworkings. Let me give you some examples here. There are some stories with titles like Swan Lake for Beginners, The Isles of Dr. Moreau, The Story of Little O, Bar Talk for Children, A Christmas Carol. I love intertextuality, you guys. Okay. Also, another reason why this happened is because Heather O'Neill is Canadian, and this has been shortlisted for this year's Scotiabank Giller Prize, which is a Canadian fiction award. Now, don't normally get my pants in a twist with awards, but they are becoming more in my thought process, and I really want to read more Canlit, so this seemed like a lovely place to start. It's also got deckled edges, which is nice. And I really appreciate this cover. This is embossed. You can't tell, but it is. This is embossed as well. You can't tell, but trust me. And also, Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know if I like this cover better or the UK cover. This is the one I have. So, one would hope I would err in the side of this, but I'm really, really excited about this, you guys. Short story collections. I really like short story collections. They're a breath of fresh air, and I'm really excited about this. Canadian, fairy tales, intertextuality, potential prize winner. We might even know who won the Giller Prize by the time this has come up. I'm tired. It's kind of tiring, you guys. It's too much excitement. I've been waiting for like 2 months to share all of those purchases with you guys and talk about them and be excited about them. And now I have to somehow find room for them in a bookcase that's full. You guys, I've first world problems, right? Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed part 2 of my huge haul. This will be the last haul before Christmas because my mom will yell at me if I buy anything else for myself now that it is rolling into the time where she buys things for Santa way ahead of time because she's prompt and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed the mega haul, the 2-week-long mega haul. I certainly enjoyed acquiring those things. I have enjoyed reading the ones that I have read so far. So far, no duds, which is about all you can hope for with a book, really. Well, I mean, you can hope for more, but I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining is what I'm telling you guys. Please leave me in the comments down below the name of your favorite color and your favorite candy, too. Just 'cause. I don't know. 2-word comments down there. I want to see how many of you guys actually comment. I adore your comments. I really do. I really love this little community that we've built, and I hope you enjoy being here and spending your time here, because if you certainly don't enjoy it, then, you know, go live your life the way you want. So I hope that everyone who sticks around really likes sticking around, because I really love having you here. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you get to see your favorite color a lot this week. And until next time, read some awesome books, maybe even acquire a few, and continue to be lovely.